So, as you can see by the picture of the man on screen, right now we are talking about the Game Awards. Now, I had a conversation and I did a video the other day where I talked about my thoughts fresh on it. But now that I've had some time to sleep, that I've had some time to review social media and whatnot, and really like gather some of my thoughts in a more like organized manner when my brain wasn't as scattered right after like being in VC for like an hour and change. Excuse me. Let's talk more about the awards and stuff like that and my thoughts. We're gonna more so skip over the awards because we already talked about that. I'm also gonna talk about the games I gotta know. What was Thick as Thieves? Video gonna load? Oh, this game? Cut the fuck off. The Witcher 4. One of the biggest announcements because it is one of the biggest franchises in like all of gaming history. Last game came out in 2013. CD Projekt Red had to put aside time to work on Cyberpunk's shitty release. So it's been a minute since we've seen or heard anything in relation to The Witcher after that DLC they dropped in like, I say about 2015-ish. I'm not really sure because I didn't play The Witcher, but I do remember seeing a lot of gaming media. Because keep in mind, y'all, when The Witcher came out, it was what? I was like 12, 11. I was in middle school, bro. I wasn't thinking about The Witcher, okay? I was seeing video game videos about it, but I had no urge to play it. And I still have no urge to play it because it's a hardcore RPG. And if the next Witcher game comes out and that shit, because I expect it to be north of 20 hours, guaranteed, just on a basic run. If a basic main story run of that game goes upward of... Why is this instrumental so low? Oh, it's not at full volume. If a basic run of this game goes upwards of, let's say, 40 hours, and that's me being real lenient, because like I said, I'll be wanting to like popular games, and I'll be trying to give them a chance, but I give them a chance, and then I don't like them. Hopefully, this will break that. So with The Witcher, no. So with The Witcher 4, I'll at least give it a chance. I'll at least pick it up and play through some of it and maybe finish it, the rest of it in 1,000 years, just like Rise of the Ronin. This game, no gameplay, don't care. Civilization, don't care. I'm not gonna play the well, actually, I'll play it while I talk. I'll play it in the background while I talk. But if you don't want spoilers about Split Fiction, because you know you're gonna play this game, just listen to me and look away from the screen. I'm gonna mute it and just talk. Out of the whole night, this is probably like definitively one of the top 5 best looking games that were shown. And it's one of the best trailers. Why? Because they show gameplay, and they show some more gameplay. They low-key show too much gameplay. But the thing I also enjoy is not only did they show gameplay, they showed some gameplay, and they showed what I feel like is a fair balance for this trailer of gameplay, story, and cinematic stuff to get you just hype about the game and the world it's in. And like another thing that another thing that I really enjoy about this trailer is that I feel like there are too many games with cinematic trailers that look mad different from the gameplay. Like the gameplay, oh look, will look all basic like stick figures and shit, and then the cutscenes will look like this. No, when this game goes from cutscene to gameplay, it's a little bit zoomed out, so it's harder to tell some of the detail, but you could tell the graphical style doesn't change massively, and like the way that it looks like it's gonna be you switching through different worlds and stuff like that, and the way that I know It Takes Two wasn't a crazy long game, so this game is not gonna be a game that wastes your time. It has 100 million billion hours, and all the different mechanics we're seeing this game explore that is gonna have you play and go through. I'm hyped, I'm ready, and I think I'm gonna really enjoy this game. Again, to be fair, the shit still has to come out. So, sir, please go over there. To be fair, the shit has to come out still, and I have to play it to get like a definitive idea of it. But from these trailers so far, the way that the mechanics are switching, and the way that, like, even right there, like the way that these two characters are interacting with stuff on screen One of them is playing a side-scrolling platformer, and one of them is playing a 3D platformer. Bruh, you can't tell me this game looks like it's gonna be trash, because that's good. And it has local multiplayer, which is kind of somewhat a dying art. But yeah, this game looks like it's gonna have a lot of interesting, fun things to do, and it looks like it's gonna be very close to a traditional mascot type platformer. And if y'all couldn't tell by how happy I was when Astrobot won Game of the Year, I love platformers, and I missed the fact that like during a PS3 generation, I caught the tail end of platformers. Like growing up, I caught the tail end of platformers and platforming games. So it's like, bro, when platforming games really was happening, I was barely alive, like in the early 2000s, and then I wasn't even alive like in the 90s and stuff like that, when they were really heavily coming out and shit like Gex was happening. So to see like a revival of anything platform related, I love to see it. This game, like I said, I don't have to keep an eye on it. I know I'm buying it day one. Killing Floor 3. There's not really much for me to say about Killing Floor other than it looks cool. I don't see anything unique about this game. This looks like another generic game where you run around and you shoot hordes of monsters. Like you shoot hordes of monsters, and it's pretty much Call of Duty Black Ops without the Omni movement, for real. So I mean, it's some cool mechanics. The gunplay looks cool, but doesn't look like anything unique enough to stand out. The game looks kind of pretty, but that's it. That's it. That's all it really has. Frag Punk. This game looks interesting, but I'd have to play it to give it more of an opinion. But from what I've seen, it looks like a cool little game that you keep on your hard drive if your friends play it, like, cause it's going to be free to play. It looks like a game you keep on your hard drive so that whenever your friends want to queue up, you queue up. But does this game look like something that'd be cool to solo queue? Hell no. Does this game look like something like Marvel Rivals, for example, where even though solo queuing in any team-based game, you're like immediately going to be disadvantaged, but the game is just so fun, the gameplay is just so fun to do whatever you're doing, I can kind of ignore it, like in early Overwatch. In early Overwatch, I used to solo queue all the time. Actually, I mainly solo queue because most of my friends that play games, they play basic shit like Grand Theft Auto. And keep in mind, when I was a kid, Grand Theft Auto had just first came out, okay? Grand Theft Auto was less than 5 years old. This shit wasn't this was before GTA RP. This was just people enjoying GTA Online, right? So I say that to say this looks like one of those games where if your friends play it, you have it on your hard drive. Oh no, wait, I didn't finish saying what I was saying about the Overwatch thing. Most of my friends are in terms of their gaming taste, is very different from mine. They like more mainstream, more basic bitch, everybody likes these games type games. And by that, I mean they like the Grand Theft Autos, the Call of Duties, the fucking, what's the game with Nathan Drake? The Uncharted, at the time, the Tomb Raiders, the games like that, where it's like action, adventure, guns, sports type games. And like I played those two more back then because I wasn't tired of them, they weren't stale. But now I more so like have a wider taste. But back then, like have friends with a wider taste, but back then most of my friends were basic. So I used to solo queue on Overwatch all the time, and that shit was fun. I solo queue on Marvel Rivals all the time, and that shit is fun. This game, this is way too overly tactical for you to solo queue and have fun. Boring Lands 4. Oh yeah, I put a new button on my board today. Y'all wanna know what I think about Boring Lands? Y'all wanna know what I think about Boring Lands? We're not even talking about that. Hey, I can't see your name, but hey, thank you for the... Anyway, Splitgate 2. It's not really much to say about Splitgate because I'm not gonna lie, Splitgate plays like Halo, so I kind of didn't like play it when it initially came out, because most people were playing this basically as a Halo replacement, and I don't want anything that replaces Halo because I don't want to play Halo. So why would I want to play a Halo replacement or anything that shoots like an early 2000s arena shooter? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't want to play it. But Splitgate 2 did have an interesting idea with the portal thing. Now, if they actually change up the shooting a bit and make it shoot smoother and make it shoot more like a, because like right now this art style, I mean not art style in terms of the way the game visually looks, but art style in terms of the way that the guns are moving. Okay, let me rephrase that. The gunplay style, because art style, that may sound confusing. The gunplay style of this game compared to the first one, where the first one was more so Halo arena shooter type shooting. Wait 1 second, y'all. Bag, please. Because you're just crying, sir. Just a cry. Why he figures that out? The gunplay style looks a bit more like Apex Legends. It's like a more tactical Apex Legends because it shoots a bit slower, but it looks like it's better than the first game is what I'm trying to say, because they changed it up a little bit. And just for those of y'all sitting there like, yo, I remember Splitgate 1, whatever happened to Splitgate, just in case you ask, this game died because Halo Infinite came out, which is crazy because this game died for a shitty game. Award for 1999. I just need to know the release date, honestly, because it's free. December 13th. Oh, that's today. Okay, so I'll try this out next week. Can I get it on EGS, actually? Wait. Oh, yeah. There you go. There's the store page. No, not. Bro. War. Frame. 1999. Okay, let's just search in general and then see if I find it. Oh, it's a paid game? Am I bugging? It's an add-on? There's no way this shit is an add-on. Get the fuck out of here. Yep, never mind. I don't care. Warframe niggas, y'all got something new, but I personally don't care. I don't care, bro. If it's related to Warframe and it's not free, I really don't care. I thought it was like a free update sequel to fucking DLC. Get that shit on my fucking face.
Get the fuck out of here!
What do we have next after that? Dying Light. All right. So as y'all may or may not know, Dying Light is one of my I'll say definitively my favorite PS4 generation type game. Dying Light is another game that like really showed me the power of demos, and it's another game that really makes me wish that gaming demos came back, because I fell in love with this game because I have so many hours, because like I have at least 10 to 15, nah, more than 10 to 15, because the trial was an hour and I used to max out that damn trial all the time. But the trial on Dying Light, like the trial for the PlayStation version where they let you play for an hour, I played the fuck out of that. I played the fuck out of that game. And like, if I played the fuck out of that and I fell in love with this franchise just over that, imagine how good I felt when I eventually, years later, got the full game and it was just as great. And it was so good that I was like, look, I got the game for free through this wonderful storefront right here, Epic Game Store. I got it for free and I was like, yo, I'll go out my way to buy the damn DLC. Like the DLC for this, to my knowledge, wasn't free. I had to buy it. I went and I was like, look, I buy the DLC. Now, as for Dying Light 2, I didn't play that because on release, it looked ass, and everybody I know, from like people who are game reviewers to people who just casually enjoy the game that played it, was like, look, this shit is not worth $70. It's not the worst thing I ever played, but it's not worth $70. And then like, especially the comparison videos where they showed how many of my favorite like good mechanics that they stripped from this game, like for example, the drop kick, the grapple, I was like, They're like, this shit looks like Far Cry Zombies now. Like, I'm good. I don't care. And in terms of Dying Light 2, this shit looks like Far Cry Zombies with little to no features when the game does work. So I didn't like it, and I'm never going to play it. I'll probably watch a summary of the story. I'm never going to play it. But when it comes to this, I definitely will be looking at reviews day one, because technically, unless I'm bugging, does Techland... How many other games has Techland made? Let's see. Techland games. List of Techland games. I want to see games that they actually made, like in the recent years. Because in my mind, they're 50-50. Because only 2 games I know from them is Dying Light 1 and then Dying Light 2. That's a 50-50 toss up, and this to me is more like in the red flag type of situation, for the simple fact that, I mean, not red flag, it's like a yellow flag type situation, because the first Dying Light came out, what, 2015, something like that? Yeah, 2015. The first Dying Light came out in 2015. From 2015 to 2022, that's what, 15, so that's 5, 6, 7. So 7 years. It's a 7-year separation for those games. Really, I don't know how long it's been since the DLC. Oh, 2016. So that's like 11 years since the, I mean, whoa 11, 6, my bad. That's a 6-year difference between when the DLC and when Dying Light 2 flopped onto the scene. That's a very, very, very long time. That's long enough for a whole regime change to basically happen, where everybody who worked in that original core staff, or a good portion of them, are put on other games. They leave the studio, they just leave the industry, whatever. So the staff in the studio, the staff within the studio could have significantly changed and significantly like got the fuck up out of there. So I don't know how much of that core staff is still there working on this game, because from 2015 to now, besides Dying Light, they released Dead Island Definitive Collection, which is just a re-release of a game that came out, what, 2013, something like that? Yeah, 2013, 2011. Just a re-release of a 2011 game. They just put 2 games together, probably doing some quality of life changes, and called it a day. That's not really a game. That's something you could fart out, okay? I'm not taking that as real experience. So the only real thing that from when I've been playing them, they've worked on is, I mean, from when I've known, is Dying Light, FIM Speedway Grand Prix, which I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, wait, hold on, actually, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Nope. Where is it? FIM Grand Speedway Prix. Search. Let's see what this gameplay talking about. Yeah, I don't have to see anymore. This shit ass. That looks like an Xbox Arcade Live game that they just farted out there for like a quick buck on a contract or something like that. They thought they could snap up and just develop it and drop it real quick. So I'm not taking this one serious. This looks like some shit that they could have just did for money. So from my time, from the active recent history, let's say, what is it, 2024? So from 2014, what the fuck is Hellraid? Hellraid Escape. Let's look up some no, that's everything. Let's look up some gameplay so I can see like what this game is about. Hellraid. Wait, is it a mobile game? It's a mobile game, but I'll still give it a shot. Like looking at it. There we go. Sneak peek gameplay. This is one I want to see. Mute tab. What's this game about? What does it play like? Looks like a game where you look at a bunch of yapping. Okay, it's like looks like an action adventure puzzle type game where you're just looking for notes and you're yapping to people all the time. Yeah, so That shit looks fucking garbage. That shit looks like quintessential mobile game. Looks like the quintessential mobile game. So that's what Call of Juarez. No. So 2014, the last 10 years, they dropped a mobile game, Dying Light 1, a mobile game, Dying Light 1, Xbox Arcade looking ass game, Dying Light 1 DLC, a collection. I'll put the collection in a good category because there's no way you could have fucked that up. A collection, and then Dying Light 2. So 4, 5, 6. They're 2 for 6. They're in the red. They dropped more ass in the last 10 years than peak like Dying Light in the last 10 years. Because before the last 10 years, that don't really matter because there's no guarantee that any of that stuff is there. In the last 10 years, they've dropped a bunch of bullshit over and over and over and over. I can't say that I have faith in them, but I am keeping my eye on it because it is Dying Light, and I heard that when it comes to the first Dying Light, that they went back and they fixed it and they made sure that not only did the game work, they added in features that they took out that should have been there day the fuck one, and they really improved the game a lot. Still not buying it and checking it out, and I'm watching a summary on YouTube before I play the third one. But yeah, this game to me, it looks like it's gonna be a banger whenever the fuck it drops in summer 2025. Whenever it drops, it looks like it's gonna be a banger. So I'm really keeping my eye on this game. I really want to see like more gameplay footage, story tidbits. I don't care about. Like I said, I'm gonna watch a summary, but I want to see more like gameplay from this game, and I want to hear more reviews about it. So this is in that I'm keeping my eye on it category. I'm cautiously excited. I'm not, oh my god, excited. I'm cautiously like, this could be cool. This could be not cool. The Last of Us 2. That shit is such a snore fest. I don't even have the energy to finish reading the title. Screamer. What the fuck was this? Was it another game with a bunch of pretty colors? Cool, don't give a fuck. Pretty colors, no gameplay. Zenless Zone Zero update. Nigga, it's a Zenless Zone Zero update. Snoop Dogg performance, don't care. The stories, blah blah blah. Okay, so that's about it for the announcements. I feel like it was more announced. You know what? It probably felt longer because there was a lot of yapping. Like this year was mostly gaming premieres and game commercials. Cause like even this year when they were talking about the actual like award winners, they pretty much like in previous years they would announce award winner, show a couple previews, announce another award winner, show a couple previews. This year they was announcing them back to back. They was like, and the category is nominees are blah 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 blah, and the winner is blah 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 blah, and the winner is blah 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 blah. So it felt like they was rushing through the awards part because they really more cared about the show and the game premieres, which I can't really be mad at because Jeffrey Keighley gotta make his money somehow. But keeping it on the topic of talking about some more things that happened there, well, I wanted to talk about this last, but fuck it, we'll talk about it first. Oh, actually, no. I have something more important to talk about first. So, when it comes to the Game Awards, in case y'all don't know, everything happens in a cycle. When it comes to the Game Awards, the cycle that happens every year for the Game Awards specifically is that a bunch of people who only play Call of Duty, 2K, Madden, watch the Game Awards, and they all vote for one game, and they think that game should win Game of the Year, and then it doesn't every year, inevitably not win Game of the Year, and then they flip their shit. They're running around the house flipping tables saying, what, why would I play that? Insert whatever the type of game it is. Why would I play that such and such trash? This year it was people flipping tables saying, yo, why would I ever play that kitty ass game Astrobot? Last year it was people saying, why would I ever play that boring ass turn-based RPG? Fucking when The Last of Us won, it was a bunch of people saying, why would I ever play that game where they killed off the only character I like, Joel, blah 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 blah. Every fucking year a game wins and people complain. People who don't play no fucking games complain. And Trial, I'm sorry my boy, but this is a fucking example. I remember earlier in the year, He said that. And I quote, if Black Myth Wukong doesn't win Game of the Year, the Game Awards is rigged. And when I heard him say that, I looked at him, I'm like, I'm waiting until Wukong comes out on physical to play it. Cause don't get me wrong, I do want to at least taste test and play Wukong and own it. And play it a little bit to just, you know, support the games industry and support competitiveness. Cause Wukong doesn't look like a bad game. Wukong just looks like a game you wait for the price to drop before it buy. So if it comes out January 2024, you don't buy that bitch till December 2024. Well, actually, no, that's a bad. You don't buy that bitch till November 2024 on Cyber Monday or Black Friday when the price is like 60% off. That's the type of game Wukong looks like. It looks like it's a game that's good if you don't pay a lot for it. It looks like on my star system, how I say that there's 1-star games where it's like, don't ever play this shit unless you want to get a good laugh. 2-star games, buy it when it's on sale. 3-star games, stop what you're doing. Go broke if you have to. Buy this game right now and play it. Like an Astrobot. Wukong is a hard 2. It's a very hard 2. Hard, solid 2. It's not ass. It's not the worst game I've ever seen. But it's not going to blow you away. It's not going to ruin older games that came before it in the genre. Nothing. No, it's not. It's not. Most of the difficulty that I saw people having with Wukong was fighting that fucking frame rate. That's most of the difficulty I saw people have with Wukong. And I say all that to say, Wukong's not a bad game. But like I said, the shit's not Game of the Year worthy. And the only people that didn't know that was niggas that every day, when they get the opportunity, when they get some free time off of their responsibilities to play a video game, they play the same games that are what? 6 years or older. So, those 6 years or older games tend to be either free-to-play games, most of the time free-to-play games like Apex, Apex, Overwatch, Fortnite, Roblox, stuff like that. Marvel Rivals is gonna be the new one. So it's people playing stuff like that, and then they play what is essentially a 6 years or older game. 2K, FIFA, Madden. So people who are more casual gamers are playing those games all year because like they have responsibilities or they're just not hardcore into gaming like that. They do it as more of like I always say, they do it as more of a social thing. One thing I've noticed is that people who fall in that category, people who are like that, basically what they do is every year there's 2 or 3 games that break into the cultural mainstream that they buy and play, and they swear to God that it's the greatest fucking game ever. And this year, those 2 games were Black Myth Wukong and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Because, again, neither one of those are bad games, but they're both, I get to it when I get to it, as games. They're not bad games, but they're games that will just be there, and whenever I get to it, cool. If I never get to it, also cool. This is not a life-changing game. This is not a game that's gonna change your perspective on all games for the rest of time. But you know, niggas that think Uncharted is a fucking phenomenal game are going to lose their fucking mind and flip their shit. It's like, bro, yes, well, besides Uncharted 4, that's the only phenomenal, blowing people out the water Uncharted. But Uncharted as a franchise, not that fucking great. Cause I remember when I was a nigga that didn't play many games, and all I played was 2K Call of Duty. I thought Uncharted was the greatest shit ever. I thought Uncharted was fucking bussin'. I thought Uncharted went crazy. I thought that I would never in life play a game better than Uncharted. And don't get me wrong, I still got space in my heart and in my soul for my love of Uncharted. I love Uncharted. I love Uncharted 2 and I love Uncharted 4 the most. Because 4, like I said, best Uncharted by far. But I love Uncharted. It's a good gaming franchise. It has a lot of iconic moments. It has a lot of iconic things in the game. And it has phenomenal gameplay. Like in terms of, if you have no other experience to base your like gaming experience off of besides Call of Duty Madden, which at one point I was a Call of Duty Madden, throw a couple fighting games in there, experienced ass nigga, this shit was mind blowing. But now that I've played more games and I look back on it, I'm like, you know, those games weren't bad by no means, but they weren't as mind-blowing as I used to think they were. Like I said, the only exception is Uncharted 4, and I haven't played the one that was Natalie's Journey at all, watched nothing on it. That game I do eventually want to play one day. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up and have that conversation real quick, that it's like, yo, you motherfuckers that don't play, like, the way I like to put it is, you niggas that buy less than 5 new games a year, shut the fuck up. Microtransactions don't count either. Whole entire games. I don't care if you spend $70 worth of microtransactions on this new game. No, whole entire games. If you buy less than 5 new games a year, shut the fuck up. Your opinion is invalid. People saying Astrobot is trash to address you niggas too. If you don't own a PlayStation, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your opinion on Astrobot. Astrobot is a shitty ass kitty game I'd never play. You can't play it anyway, bitch ass nigga. You don't have a PlayStation. Shut the fuck up. And if you buy less than 5 new games a year, shut the fuck up. My metric for if you should think about or talk about game of the year. Name 5 games that came out in 2024 that you played, whether you brought it physically or digitally. Name 5 games that you brought in 2024 and played, and you had to have beaten at least one of them. If you buy 5 plus games in 1 year and you beat none of them, you shouldn't have an opinion. You're not a gamer for real. Because most people will say, name 5 games you beat this year. I'm being lenient. Name 1 game that came out this year that you beat, and 5 games you brought that came out this year. I can do it. I played so many games this year that on my list for all the games I played this year, when I start doing my tier list shit in January, all the games I played this year, I made a list, and it's a lot of games on there, and I had to start disqualifying games and being sad that I'm gonna forget some games, because not every game I played, there's a track record besides YouTube. Like some of the games I played that came out this year, that are games from this year, a lot of the games I might have played, I started having a discount and disqualifying some of them so that the list gets shorter, because I'm like, yo, if it's a demo or if it's like a beta, early access version, well, not early access, but if it's like a demo or a beta, I'm not counting it, because then this list is gonna get out of control. So like, people who can count the amount of games they played on 1, maybe 2 hands, like actually played. I don't mean you played it at a friend's house and you liked it a little bit. No, I mean games you actually played. If it's less than this many, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear from you. And then even if we start throwing in demos and shit like that, if the numbers still don't exceed this many, if you ain't got to take your shoes and socks off and then go to somebody else and use their hands and feet to count how many games you touched this year, shut the fuck up. This is not for you. Your opinion is invalid. I don't want to hear your closed-minded take about, oh, well, how this kitty ass game that's literally just Super Mario win game of the year? Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Your opinion's invalid, nigga. Invalid. And me, I'm the type of person, if you play both games and you like Wukong more than Astrobot, that's fine. That is 100% fine. That is okay. I can understand that Astrobot might not be your cup of tea. But when we start talking factual statements, because I've been arguing with niggas on Twitter just to get my thoughts together to talk about this topic for all damn day. If we're comparing Wukong to Astrobot, the only thing that I can say is factually bad about Astrobot is the camera. Some people will say the length of the game, but wait, why did my shit disconnect? Some people will argue that the length of the game for Astrobot, okay, I was checking something, that the length of the game for Astrobot is a big problem for them, but my rebuttal to that was how? Why? Why does your game have to be 100 hours for you to enjoy it? Why does your game need to be 20 billion hours for you to enjoy it? Because I would argue most of the people that love 100-hour games, you don't beat them. You want your game to be 100 hours, but you're only going to get to hour 50. maybe hour 20. You want a game that's 100 hours just so that you can only enjoy 10? Why not just make the game 10 hours? Not because, like, I feel like one misconception people have is that if one game does something great, that every game has to do that something great as well. And to that, I would say, why? Why do you believe that? Just because, let's say, just because Astrobot is a good platformer, that doesn't mean the next platformer that comes along is going to be just as good as Astrobot. Just because and that's something I was also talking about a lot. Something we've seen a lot of this year is a lot of live service games. Are live service games instantly bad? Are live service games immediately the devil? No. Studios being fucking greedy making live service games just because, oh, we can make a live service game because it'll make a lot of money. They must look at how much that live service game made. All live service games are gonna make that type of money. It's like, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. There can only be one Fortnite. Fortnite is lightning in a bottle. You know what's the thing about that phrase, lightning in a bottle, that I think that some of these people are blinded by imaginary potential survivor bias based numbers are thinking? A lot of them are thinking, oh, if we make this game and it's a hit, we can make more money than if we just let our creatives be creatives and make a good game and then advertise that good game and it'll sell. Right? No, wrong. A lot of y'all have survivor's bias. Let your creators make games that they're good at making. Let your creatives create. Because not every studio has the staff, the talent, or the personnel talented enough to make a live service game that can continuously captivate your attention over an extended period of time. Not a lot of studios can make an action platformer that has amazing, phenomenal platforming that keeps you interested and engaged in a way that will make you want to beat the game. Not every studio making a Soulsborne game can make a game with difficulty and a fair way that makes you actually want to play through the game and makes you want to keep bumping your head against that proverbial wall. Not every studio that can make games can make a fighting game that you actually want to sit there and grind and lab out and figure out all the different combos and character nuances and stuff like that. Not every open world game can make a captivating open world that you want to traverse around and really experience everything in. Not everybody can do everything. Some of y'all gotta sit on your back pockets and realize, I'm not that guy, pal. And that's all I really gotta say about that point. But something I did want to talk more about. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Intergalactic Heretic Prophet. I'm gonna search that. And I'm gonna drag this off screen and read from this while I play some footage of it in the background. Okay, loop. More interesting part. Okay, so boom. According to Culture Crave, I don't know what their source is, so take this with a grain of salt. So according to Culture Crave, some details on Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, this new Naughty Dog IP. It follows a bounty hunter in an alternative universe where space and time travel has significantly advanced by 1986, which I think, like, games that bring past aesthetics of lost times into the future is always interesting. My favorite example, Fallout. I know there's people who complain that the Fallout has kind of devolved into the 1970s last forever and that, like, fashion and tech trends and stuff like that never really evolved past like the 1970s aesthetic. But I would hard argue that, but that's another conversation for me to geek out and nerd out about later. I like when games take aesthetics, like previous, like older aesthetics, and they put their own spin to it. Because, like, besides maybe Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't think the idea of making stuff that has or is based off of the art styles and styles of things that were done in the 80s, I don't really think that's a well explored art style. So them doing this, I won't say it's 100% new territory, but it's unique compared to everything else on the market. It's clearly inspired by Akira and Bebop. Over 250 developers have been working on it for the last 4 years. And The Last of Us 2 came out 4 years ago, just in case you weren't paying attention. What do I think about that sentiment? I don't really have any strong thoughts on it, but what I will say about that is I'm glad that they took their time to cook. Because one thing I say all the time is that sometimes you could play a game and tell that it was rushed, and you can tell that the big wigs weren't letting whoever the creatives of this game were. You could tell the big wigs weren't letting them be creative, and that they were breathing down their neck, dick on the shoulder, like, hey, change that thing around. I, a person with no development experience who just wants money to come out of a game, am going to tell you how to exactly to build this game for it to be good. Because just in case y'all don't understand, a game has to be perceived as fun for people to want to spend money on it, whether it be buying microtransaction, buying it, and then getting DLC. For example, an Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree situation. So it's like a game has to have a player base in order for you to make money off of their player base. And one thing I always think gets lost when it comes to these conversations, because I have to keep remembering that the average person has an 8th grade reading level. And some of you may think reading level only has to do with you literally being able to go, the cat jumped over the dog. The lazy dog, what is it? The brown dog jumped over the lazy fox. A lot of you think that reading level is just being able to say that in a regular voice instead of the brown dog jumped over. No, reading level is also about reading comprehension. A big part of reading comprehension is using context clues to infer non-firmly stated conclusions. For you dumbass niggas that I'm talking about that just got lost, what that basically means is that you're supposed to look at the information you have and figure out certain things about information that you want to get, but may not necessarily be in hard possession or have an exclusive confirmation on currently right now. Yeah, that was too complicated. All right, you're supposed to use the information you got to make a good educated guess. That's what an inference is. You take context clues to make an educated guess. A lot of you can't educate a guess, and that's okay. But I forgot where I was going. I'm not gonna lie. I got so mad into my rant, I forgot where I was going. Oh. No, wait. I already mentioned how a lot of these studios, a lot of these bigwigs need to let these studios cook, and they need to get the talent they want to get the product they need. It will have the deepest gameplay in Naughty Dog history. Let me look at some Naughty Dog. No, actually, Naughty Dog doesn't really have any games with deep gameplay. That's a fact. Because Uncharted doesn't have deep gameplay. Crash Bandicoot, it was deep for its time, but it was deeper than what people were used to for its time, because you had to really actually learn to play the game. But Spyro, I think they made Spyro too. Spyro Crash Bandicoot, it's not a deep game. The Last of Us, even though it has some RPG-like elements with the crafting system, was not a deep game. You know what? I'll let them make that. They haven't really had deep gameplay before, so like anything like a skill tree. Well, even though The Last of Us 2 had a skill tree that you had to unlock base skills for. The skill tree in The Last of Us 2, I'm not gonna lie, was fucking terrible. It wasn't terrible in terms of the things that you could get when you upgrade on the skill tree, but it was fucking terrible in the sense that a lot of the skills on the skill tree that were good were in the middle of the skill tree, so there was no incentive to fully unlock and flesh out the skill tree. And the skill tree in that game is ass because it doesn't change any of the gameplay. The skill tree in The Last of Us 2 takes you from regular nigga with a gun to regular nigga with a gun that doesn't miss and can take a couple bullets to the face and just be fine. Really doesn't change gameplay other than making it so you can crash out mode a little bit better. It wasn't that fucking deep. That's what I like about those type games. They're not that fucking deep. They're simple games that you could just jump into and have fun with. The soundtrack is by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Cast includes Tati Gabrielle, Kanji Namanji, Tony Dalton, and Troy Baker. And with that, I just want to say this game looks like it's gonna be interesting, if for no other reason for the story. Gameplay, this whole trailer, as it's been looping on the screen and y'all been watching it, contains, I'm not a YOGs, but zero gameplay. So I don't know how the gameplay of this game is gonna be like. We'll find out later, I guess. And like I said, reports are saying that it's gonna be deeper. Also, another thing I found out. Guys. Wait, hold on. I need some secret music. What's my most secretive type music? No, wrong one. Guys, listen. I have secret insider information. The next decade to until 2030. So that's what, for the next 6 years, we have exclusive insider information as to all of the things that Naughty Dog is dropping for the next 6 years, guys. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to find out what Naughty Dog is dropping for the next 6 years, guys? Okay. First, they're dropping Intergalactic in 2026, right? Then, in 2027, they're gonna drop Intergalactic, but this time for personal computers. Then, they're gonna remaster it for the PS6 in 2029. Then, in 2030, they're gonna remaster it again and drop it on PC. And then, in 2030, what they're also gonna do is then release the game again. Release a patch that makes the game work. Because if y'all don't remember, literally every single time Naughty Dog has dropped the game on PC, that shit has not worked for a good 2 to 3 months. They drop games on PC like Bethesda. The way they drop games on PC is they drop it like they forget to send out the day one patch. So you download the game and you go to play it on PC, the shit not gonna work. Then they go, oh shit, we forgot to send everybody the day one patch. My fault, but it takes them like 3 months to remember. Then, for the 10th anniversary remaster in 2030, well actually in 2034, for the 10th anniversary of The Last of Us, oh no, in 2030, for the 10-year anniversary, they're gonna release another remaster of The Last of Us Part 2 for the PS6 this time. I know. Y'all gotta give me my fucking flowers. Clap it up for me, my nigga. Clap it up for me. I'm giving y'all the hard-hitting insider information that y'all really want and that y'all really need by exposing to y'all Naughty Dog's schedule for games that they're going to drop for the next 10 years. This game, I just wanted to mention it because I know that one of y'all might be on my dick in the comments if I don't mention it because y'all like this fuck-ass game, Elden Ring. Apparently, they're having is this the actual sign up or? Yeah, apparently for the new Elden Ring Nightshade or whatever the fuck it is, Night Rain, there's going to be a early access sign up, which I will sign up for and I will play and we'll give it a try because Elden Ring's gameplay fucking terrible. I hate it. That shit is ass. I'm not even gonna argue with you. To me, that shit is just fucking terrible. Shit is ass. One of the worst combat systems I've ever interacted with personally, in my opinion. But, oh wait, is this not it? Everything announced. Okay, yeah, I will read that. But, oh, I already talked about that. But, it's supposed to be a play test going on for this. I'll find that later. Actually, nah, let's look that up now so I can share that. Oh wait, my dumbass. Elden Ring, Night Rain, share, Night Rain, play test. Let's see when that's happening. When signups for that are happening, because I heard it's supposed to happen in January, but play testing is supposed to go on way before then. play Elden Ring. Good news, it'll have a network test in February. There we go. December 13th. Night Ring website. There we go. There we go. Can I sign up? It will start from January 10th. Respect your privacy. Continue without accepting. So yeah, for those of y'all who want to keep your eye on when this game has a play test, there you go. Don't say I never put you on. There's a link. Because I know y'all niggas care about this fuck ass franchise. I genuinely only want to play this game to over level my character and get some funny moments griefing people. That's it. That's it. That's the only reason why I can't. Wait, what the fuck George R.R. Martin have to do with anything? I don't give a fuck enough. Y'all want that article, y'all can go read it. And I already talked about everything announced, except for, actually wait, Okami 2. They didn't show any gameplay footage. They didn't even show a cinematic trailer. They had some niggas on stage with sticks beating and drum. Do. Look at the screen in the back, guys. Okami 2. Woo! They didn't even give an official title for the game. They just said Okami sequel. Naughty Dog, Okami 2, The Witcher 4. I talked about that. Night Rain, just getting it to grief. We'll see when it comes out. First ever Game Changers Award. Oh yeah. So,
This is the Game Award.
Is this the full video shits? No. Alright, so y'all could go watch the segment and whatnot for yourself, but they have a new award at the Game Awards ceremony called the Game Changers Award, and they apparently made it because this dude, Amir Satvat, or this dude, Big Amir, he has like a YouTube channel or something like that where he started helping and making documents to list jobs for developers. Because if y'all are unaware, there's a problem going on in the game development scene where a lot of people who are developers are getting laid off and losing jobs at an extremely fast, rapid pace. And he's helping with that by making resources for those people to be able to find jobs in different companies and be able to continue their career doing what they love, enjoying their passion of helping create games. So shout out that boy. Clap it up for him. Shout out that boy. But Mafia the Old Country. Oh yeah. Okay, Mafia the Old Country trailer. We definitely gotta yap about that for a little second. Videos. No, I don't want YouTube to auto mute. I want this shit to mute. So, for those of y'all unaware, Mafia the Old Country got a announcement trailer. They haven't showed too much hardcore gameplay, but one thing I do like is they showed that. So I wonder, because in the previous Mafia games, there was stealth in there, but it wasn't that good. So seeing that, that's one of the first things they show in the trailer. I wonder, is that something that they're going to focus on and emphasize a little bit more in this game and go not so much hardcore Assassin's Creed, but add some Assassin's Creed gameplay styled type of elements in the game, with you being able to tippy toe and sneak around and grab niggas by the neck from the back end. They shit a couple times. Also, another feature I saw in here, which I hope is like a mechanic in the game, is that you could play razor tag. Where is it? Yeah, this part of the trailer. I hope that this becomes a mechanic where you could duel people and you could knife fight against people, and that there are like actual intricate little knife fighting mechanics where, I don't know, maybe you flick the stick to get certain types of special knife flicks, or maybe it's like a For Honor type system. I don't know. It's a lot of things that could be done with that and a lot of ways that it could be implemented, but I just hope that knife fighting is a legit genuine mechanic, and that this game isn't 20 million hours long, because the older Mafia games, I've never beat them, but I have played them. Mafia, how long to Yeah, the main Mafia 1 is 10 hours. Mafia 2, 11. Mafia 3, 22 and a half. Okay, so that doesn't seem like a bad amount of time for the game to last. I just personally hope that, like I said, this game isn't 100 quadrillion hours long. Dispatch, what the fuck was this? No, I keep pressing the wrong fucking button. That's what the fuck it was. Split Fiction, we talked about that, like I said. Oh, the Outer Worlds 2. Let's actually autoplay setting off. Okay, yeah. So this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna keep up a YouTube tab. Outer Worlds 2 videos. I mean, with the Outer Worlds 2, there's not really much to talk about here for the... Oh, wait, nope. There's not really much to talk about with here in terms of like game and gameplay, other than now I got an excuse to beat the first one. I don't even know why I pulled up this trailer low-key, but the Outer Worlds 2 search. The Outer Worlds, how long to beat? So like the week before or like 2 weeks before, I went 40 hours. Oh, it's 13 hours. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna beat this game. Like I'll say about 2 weeks before the next one comes out, I'm gonna definitely like play this shit, play the Outer Worlds 2 and see what's going on with that. PC launch, don't give a fuck. PC launch, don't give a fuck. I'm just happy to see that Tekken is getting a new character, because that means in about a month or two it should be pure fucking comedy. Like whenever this character comes out, it should be pure fucking comedy when people complain that another Final Fantasy character is ruining the meta. Boring Lands, a new Virtual Fighter. All I really have to say about this shit is hopefully it's better than the last Virtual Fighter, because the last Virtual Fighter, crickets, that shit was ass. Ain't nobody playing it for a good reason. That shit sucked. Sonic Racing, we literally saw a 10-second trailer. Ain't nothing to talk about. Turok Origins, it looks like it'll be interesting, but we have to wait. I'm hyped for it, but we have to wait. Side scroller game, I don't want no side scroller Ninja Gaiden, nigga. Thick as Thieves, they didn't show any gameplay, so it's not much to talk about. Slay the Spire. The fuck was Shadow Labyrinth? Oh, this game looked like it could be interesting. This game looked like it could be interesting because it's like a Pac-Man Metroidvania hybrid type situation. So I'd have to see more gameplay and like a showcase breakdown of what the fuck I'm seeing on my screen to really like see how interesting this game is. So this is on my watch list. I don't want to play Faithful. Fuck makes you think I want to play that. Power World expansion, December 23rd. That's all I really give a fuck about with this one. I'm gonna play it regardless. Ain't shit I gotta say. Y'all gonna see my video of whenever this new update plays of me discovering around. And Dave the Diver, couldn't give a fuck less. So yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts on the Game Awards announcements and stuff like that. Please, in the comments, don't be afraid to start up a conversation or ask me anything about what I think on some more specific things that I might have forgotten about or whatnot. And if you want to watch my reaction to the actual award ceremony, I'm gonna try to remember to put that on screen somewhere specifically for this video. But yeah, I think the Game Awards overall was good this year. It's getting way better. But yeah, that being said, let's go into talking about all of my